What if I told you that once, in the heart of Europe, hundreds of people suddenly began to dance, and they couldn't stop? There was no festival, there was no joy involved, just endless fevered motion, bodies twisting, trembling, collapsing in the streets. Was it madness? A curse? Poison in their bread? Or something far darker? Something that reached into the mind itself? Hi everyone, I'm Chris. This is Crime Through Time with Chris. Here we travel through history's strangest moments, the true stories that chill the blood and challenge what we think we know about human nature. If that sounds like your kind of mystery, make sure to subscribe and stay with me, because what happened in Strasbourg in 1518 is one of the most haunting events ever recorded. A city danced itself to death. Let's find out why. It was a sweltering July in 1518, Strasbourg, a prosperous yet weary city on the edge of the Rhine. Famine lingered, disease gnawed at its people, faith ruled, and fear lurked around every corner. And then it began. A woman, her name Frau Trophea, stepped into a narrow cobblestone street. Without music, certainly without reason, she began to dance. At first, onlookers laughed. Then they grew uneasy. Hours passed, day turned to night, and still she danced. Her feet blistered, her eyes glazed over, yet her body refused to rest. By the end of the week, others had joined her, dozens, then hundreds, men, women, even children. The rhythm spread like fire through dry wheat, unstoppable, merciless. They danced under the sun, under the moon, driven by something that no one could see. Panic gripped the city. The clergy claimed it was the curse of Saint Vitus, patron of dancers and epileptics, divine punishment for sin. The council turned to a desperate remedy. They ordered musicians to play, believing the dancers must move until the sickness left their bodies. And so they played, drums, fiddles, pipes. As the afflicted twisted and cried out, bleeding from their feet, collapsing from exhaustion. Some died where they fell, others were carried away still trembling as new dancers took their place. For weeks, Strasbourg was consumed by movement, a living nightmare, part trance, part ritual, part play. What caused it? Historians have long argued. Some say ergot poisoning, a fungus on rye bread that warps the mind with hallucinations. Others say mass hysteria born of starvation, fear and faith. A kind of psychological contagion spreading through a society that was at breaking point. Whatever the cause, the result was the same, an entire community losing control of its own bodies, their suffering mistaken for divine will. By September it was over. The survivors were taken to a mountain shrine barefoot and broken. The city returned to silence, the records end. But the questions, well, they remain. Was this the world's strangest illness? Or a glimpse into how belief can override reason, how despair can turn into movement, and that movement into madness? And if you're thinking, surely none of that actually happened, look it up. I promise you it did. And you'll also see the influence it had and continues to have to this day. A short film called Strasbourg 1518 was made in 2020. It was also the inspiration behind the 2022 choral song Choreomania by Florence and the Machine, where it became the third track on the album Dance Fever, which took its title from the song. It's even the subject of the graphic novel The Dancing Plague by Gareth Brooks. These macabre events of 1518 remind us that history's greatest horrors aren't always wars or crimes. Sometimes they're moments when humanity itself begins to unravel. If you found this story as haunting as I did, make sure to subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the next journey into the dark corners of our shared past. I'm Chris, and this has been Crime Through Time.